Hey kids, it's Mark Miller here. Welcome everyone. Glad you're here with us. Rory could not make it today. He's moving his office, so we'll see him on Tuesday. But so glad you're here with us. Yesterday we were working on some potentially really cool stuff, and let's see. It's just I've got the pieces reloading here. I'm going to just to be safe, I'm going to give them a refresh here on the caches inside of the stream. And we were looking at a bug when we left off yesterday, and I was thinking the bug was going to be really hard to solve. So I shut down the stream. I rated. I forget who we rated. As soon as we rated, it looked like the guy had shut down and stopped streaming. And then I look at my code, turn my head sideways, and I'm like, let's try this. And I tried it, and it kind of solved the problem, and it seemed to fix it. I'm noticing some flashing here on the stream here with the yeah. Legendary moo is here. Totally normal day here. Nothing strange is happening. Let me try reloading the drone game. What's up with the drone game there? That was slowing down. Now I do have, I'm going to refresh that cache. I do have PNG Gauntlet running right now, and it's sucking up a lot of stuff. It's almost done. It's got, 7 more files. I cannot pause it. I can only cancel it. I'm going to kind of keep that going, and if that flashing, I don't know if it's related to the flashing or not, or if the flashing is the result of something else that's recently changed. It's really interesting because they're all in one position and it's all happening at the same time. Kind of interesting and unexpected. Wonder what happens if I type in, drone. Do I get a drone coming out? Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's getting better. Yeah, I think this is PNG Gauntlet. I have a feeling as soon as that's done, I think we're looking at about another 5 minutes. It'll get better. So anyway, things are still loading. Let me show you the code. So we were, I think, were we in part? Nope, we're not in part. We were in, here is where we are. We're in this space. We're in sprite collection, and I think sprites as well, where we're advancing the frame. Yeah, let me move this off to the side here so we can see this a little bit better. And yeah, this is this is kind of where we were here. This is notice the drones aren't working yet. They didn't work for me or you, Moo, but we're still loading. We got the scroll bars to the right and below, and I'm pretty sure it's because PNG Gauntlet is totally sucking up the CPU over here. We're on 53 of 56 files, so 3 more files to go. There. All right, so basically the lines in red up here are the lines that we've taken away. Hold on, let me go to a clean view right there without the chat. And there we go. I'm gone as well, but you can imagine what I look like. I think we'll be fine for a few moments. So if we go through and we look at the changes here, basically what I realized is we were kind of having a rounding error that was occurring. There were 2 problems. We had a rounding error, and it was really interesting because I was pretty tired yesterday, and I was like really kind of intuitively finding my way to the solution rather than knowing my way to the solution. So essentially it's this classic problem you have in programming where you say, oh, am I a little bit over, the time in which I should start drawing the frame? Okay, draw the frame. And then I don't keep track of that amount for the next time I need to calculate. And so that's problem 1. Problem 2 is sometimes, on occasion, enough time would pass that we should have drawn two frames and we only draw the one. We only drew the one. So the red lines is what we were doing before. We would advance the frame right there. Now what I did is I added a new parameter to it, number of frames to advance. I calculate that right on here based on how much time has passed. How much time has passed is calculated. Well, it's now minus the last time we advanced the frame. And then I do one more thing. I say, hey, the last time we advanced the frame, it's not now, but it's where we were the last time plus number of frames to advance times the frame interval. So this was the other piece because it didn't make sense to say, oh, we're doing it now because we might be doing it, have another rounding error is what we would have. So Copper Beardy is out there. Hello, Copper Beardy. Welcome. I don't think you got your fanfare because I was on another screen that I think prevented you from hijacking. Oh, there it goes. Go, little guy, go! Codeman Codes is here.
Is in the house.
Codeman Codes, you're on my list of folks I want to create a fanfare for. I've got a really fun idea for you. No time yet this week. I think maybe this weekend.
Is in the house.
He has his 3.14159 and computes it too. He is the most interesting man in the world, in his world. Thanks, Will, for coming here. Coming Coast says, awesome, thanks for the thought. Well, yeah, you've been helping us out. .commie's here. We got a lot of friends out here. I was just showing this bug that we had yesterday with regards to the swirling animated effect. Essentially there was a bug in our sprite engine where we were not precisely advancing the time, and if the CPU was taxed or that was essentially the scenario, we could get into rounding errors that would occur, and that's what was causing the out of syncness between the front and back pieces. This is the fix. So the fix is basically, hey, don't let the fix is sweat the small stuff, right? If it's these small little values here, even though before the animation looked good from a human standpoint, once we had them side by side, we could see the problems, what was happening. This problem can be solved in the animation loop so you don't run into issues in other areas. Updating on a fixed time step. Yeah, I feel that's totally right and true. I do feel, though, that the code that you contributed a while back, Will, for the timing on the emitter engine and that world code already has something like this in there. It's just that for this, the code to advance the frame and determine the frame, this was my code, did not have it. So I'm not convinced that there's anything in our code base that needs this code elsewhere. I have a feeling this is already out there. That's of course subject to a review. So I wrote this code yesterday. As soon as I fixed it, I was like, oh man, I would have loved for you guys to see that, to been there for that, because it was only like a minute or two. And afterwards I thought, okay, maybe the lesson here is even if I'm thinking, I'm out of ideas, maybe just push it for a little bit harder. Question from Legendary Mood. PNG Gauntlet chews up a lot of resources to compress the files, correct? If so, it might be possible to offload it to a cloud service and have the process be that you can check in the original PNG and then some sort of CI process goes off and run PNG Gauntlet on it. Oh, that's kind of super interesting idea. Sounds like something cool to look into. It's finished. This is in some blood gushing. I revised one of the blood gushing effects because we were having problems scaling it because it went off and just clipped. It was a full screen effect, and we were saying, let's drop the scale down for different amounts of damage. And when we did that, we saw that all the blood just disappeared off in this invisible line. So I took one of the blood gush effects and I modified it a little bit. So it's fully self-contained, so we can scale it up and down. I added 2 more blood gush effects. So we've got a total of, I think, 5. We can also combine them, especially the smaller ones, without performance issues, without concern about performance issues there. So that's one of the other things I've done. Move this to its own file, and then this thing right here, this is our wind-up DTO. This is the data I want to send out across. This is what was on that whiteboard. I drew a few more this morning on the whiteboard, and I finally turned it into code. And so we'll look at that in a syntax highlighted way. And actually, well, let's do this. Let's stage all of this. Let's check all of this in. Fixed the advance frame sync problem. And I should demonstrate that too, because wouldn't it be funny if I was saying it was fixed and it really wasn't? That would be hilarious. So let's do that. I think, as I recall, players send the data, switch over,
American Bushwhacker,
and click on Chaos Bolt. Here we go. So I got to move over a little bit like this because we don't have the lineup quite right. So there you go. There's that. There's lightning lure. Now I've got them randomized colors so you can actually see the front and back. Here's Chill Touch. So the back, it might switch a color, but I did this and I left the machine. I came back an hour later and it was still in sync. So yeah, we do not have that out of sync problem like we had yesterday. It's totally solved. And yeah, it's pretty cool. If we switch back to a normal view, I think this is actually going to be lined up around me. There it is right there. Right? Look at this. I can almost get my fingers out on either side, and it can kind of go through my fingers right there. It looks like it's going through my fingers. There we go. Cool. Cool effect. All right, so that one is done. Now we need to send some data over is what we need to do. Let's hide that scroll. Why did I not see? I wonder if that was a load problem. I didn't see the explosion. Do we have a problem?
Bushwhacker.
Looks like Dragon Front Overlay is not showing those explosions. So we did the frame sync problem, we added, here, let's get rid of Fred too. So you can see what I'm typing in down here in the bottom, right down here. We added wind up effects. Let's push those changes. Let's commit. So Mr. Nachobox says the active genre is rock, but it sounds a little funky to me. We are at episode 152. .begin, is that right? Let's double check that. Yeah, 152 begin. Boom. And if we refresh here, there's the source code with that fix in it. All right. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Yeah. Oh, we somehow lost the back one? Why did we lose the back one? Wait. Oh, I've seen this. I saw this yesterday. I think we have, there's another issue with it. I think we refresh it, it'll totally fix itself, but there's an issue that's happening with regards to the closing of the scroll, I think, on the back. I need to take a look at that. So, not too worried about what you're seeing now with regards to the sync issue. This is a separate thing. Let me refresh the front one, refresh the back one. And let's see, wind up test. So, let's add some windups is what I want to do, and add in with the new effects, and we'll send the data down, we'll deserialize the data on the other side, and we'll actually implement those effects. That's what I want to do today. So should be able to work. A couple things on this. I added to the player action shortcuts. So player action shortcuts are what are used to build these buttons across the top here. So I've got a Chaos Bolt and Lightning Lure, that sort of thing, right? In fact, if I click it there you're going to see right there. There's right now we've got a dummy effect that's kind of going here, but I want to create real effects that are similar to the spells for each one of these. Chill Touch, I think, does a little bit of a, there you go, cloud kind of thing going on here. Ray of Frost, I'm not sure what's going on. There's the Ray of Frost one. That's the one I actually want to use for Chaos Bolt. So that plus, and we'll be able to combine those things. So these buttons are all built using the player action shortcut, and I added to it this windups property of type windup DTO, which is here. It's got the name of the effect. So we've got like something like 10 effects out there that we can circle around. The name of the windup, so that we can later, if we need to clear the windup, we can clear it by name if we want to just get rid of one that we've added. Its scale, how long it lasts. Actually, you know what? I was going to say let's change it, but it's date time. All right, fine. I think we'll be okay. When it expires, yeah, I'm thinking I want to change that to an int for milliseconds or something like that. It's fade in time, fade out time, hue, saturation, brightness, the sound file to play with it when it goes. Its rotation. So what's cool, we haven't done this yet, but what should be incredibly cool is imagine two of these going around me, one at this angle and one at that angle, right? Kind of like a cool little X-Men effect. It'll look so cool, right? It'll just be going around over my shoulders, right? So we can rotate these anyway like this in essentially this direction, right? So that's what that rotation is going to be. We have not tested yet, but we can do it. Degrees offset, so in this spin, it's 360 degrees around me, right? Here's 0, that's 180, 270 is behind me, 90 is right in front of me. So we can specify a degree offset, so we can have several of these following each other if we wanted to. Velocity vector, offset vector, like offset from here, so I can bring it down, bring it up, move it left or right, that sort of thing. The force vector and the force amount. So this could be like gravity. We could set gravity like up over there and have it suck up into that direction if we want to. So with a few numbers we're going to pass across and a couple strings, we're going to be able to get wildly different effects from these basic building blocks that we've got. So that's what we've got there with windup DTO. So with that, I want to go over, I think, to here, and I want to change the player action shortcuts for Merkin, is what I want to do. The Ray of Frost is Trails. I really like that one. So right now we're just passing a string and windup name. So we're going to have to change things. We're going to change the data that we send across here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have to remove windup name. So let's set a breakpoint here. Let's trigger it. Here's the breakpoint. I'm going to just say add a to-do here to remove windup name. Straight Butter's with us. Straight Butter, good morning to you. Glad to have you with us. Yeah, as you can see, if you just came in, I got this synchronization issue fixed right here as it's going around here. So, so that's it. In fact, I said that, now I said that, it looks like there's a little delay as we go around. But it's been going for about 5 minutes. So, Straight Butter says, looks sexy. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. It looks like there's a little delay is what I'm sensing in there. So maybe it's not entirely fixed, but it's like fixed for 5 minutes worth of fix is what I would say. Okay, so now the action shortcuts add new player action shortcut. Does this return it? It does not. So that means we're going to have to grab this thing, do an introduce local for it, like that. And this is going to be, we'll call this shortcut, like that. And then we're going to say, shortcut dot windups dot add a new windup DTO, like that. And then we want to set some properties in it. So the effect is going to be equal to trails. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to just do this for now. I just noticed the music stop. I'm going to hit run real fast so we get the music going for the next song, because I think it needs to do that. Trigger the breakpoint one more time. Back in. Okay, so effect is trails. Hue is going to be equal to And by the way, you know where I'm going next? I'm going, after this, I want to work on, I want to add keyframes to hue and a lot of other things that we're working with. So we can actually animate different points. So we can have things, move up, like go up and down like that, right? Or change color as they go through. So I want to, keyframes I think is coming. I think I'm going to totally do it. I think, Will, you're going to like that because, I think it's a thing of interest to you. And I think you're also going to be like, okay, Mark, here's the better way to do that. And I'll be like, okay, right, Will, as usual. So we're going to make it a purple trail. What else do we want to play with in here? I don't know. Let's just do this for now. That's what I'm going to do right there. And we're going to do that for the wind up. So that part is part one. So it's only going to work with let's see, find GRD. I like this as well, this song. Very cool. Looking for, I think I'm just going to have to search for build. Thought I could find it. Build shortcut button, and then I need the on-click event handler for it. All right, here's where we're clicking. This is where I was trying to get to. So here's what we're doing here is we're using wind up name, but I want to do something else. I want to call add wind ups, not with the wind up name. Plutonon said, isn't it bad to have so much code in one class? Straight Better asked, Mark, is there an ETA on your first stream where you'll be using this? My ETAs, I think we're within 2 months, I think, easily. I want to start like pretty soon, but I got to get everybody else on board with that. So my thought is September is when we would probably do it at the latest, is what I'm thinking. From my perspective, everything I wanted to do is essentially almost done. I'll announce it. I want to address Plutonon's question. Isn't it bad to have so much code in one class? Yeah, in general it is, and so it's a candidate for refactoring. However, this class has got a lot of UI in it. So it's the class for this piece right here, and so all of these are UI elements that are inside of here, all of these pages, they're all here. It's this kind of testing app that we've got. So not too worried about it right now. It looks like we've got a problem with the explosion on there. So I need to take a look at that. Okay, so we want to change this up and we want to add the windups in a slightly different way is what we want to do. So we want to do the JSON serialized object on that. Yeah, you definitely want to watch Straight Butter. Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun, right? Between all the effects that we've built on here. Yeah, notice when I close the scroll, we lose this in the back. So there's an exception that's occurring somewhere in there that's killing that back overlay. We got to find that exception and fix that. I'm going to clear the front here. We'll clear the back as well. Yeah. Okay, setting my breakpoint. Let's trigger the breakpoint. There's the breakpoint triggered. I'm gonna, I guess we'll keep doing this, I suppose. But then I think what I want to do is I want to do this. I want to say action shortcut dot windups I want to cut that clipboard and type in FE spacebar. CodeRushed gives me this. I'll call it wind up. And then I'm going to say wind up dot, what is it I want to do? It's something like JSON converter dot serialize object. Oh, I thought I had it. Thought I could get it from memory. Oh well, let's go find it. JSON convert. Oh, I was close. JSON convert, wind up, and we're going to convert the wind up. All right, we're going to call that, I'm going to call that sweet. So we'll still send the wind up names over, and we're just going to hit run. So now we want to go catch that on the other side. What is going on here? Why do you think you're paused? Okay. Now you don't think you're paused anymore. That's fine. Let's go to the dragon front overlay. Or no, wait. Let's stay here. Because this is the back overlay. We still are going to get issues and calls here. So let me refresh. This is where we are... we might want to look at that problem, see what's going on. And let's click lightning lure. So that's going to get just the background of that. That's still working because it's sending the wind up name. Let's switch to page so we see the scroll. Okay, I'm throwing an error out in here. Yeah, we're having a problem with scroll slam. This is what I was seeing yesterday. And so I'm sending the error out and I'm setting it to slammed. I bet we have a different error that I'm not protecting. Hide scroll. All right, and we don't see the ending explosions. Now my problem is here, same problem. It's like the sprites are not being loaded. Something's happened here. So I needed to make essentially on line 598 of character stats scroll. I need to add similar protective code here. And at the very least, the emitter will, the effect will still be spinning around. Okay. Cool song. Code looks like that, and Straight Better says, started playing with some CodeRushed, not too heavily yet. After my final capstone next week, I plan to spend a bunch of time watching your training videos. Okay, yeah, great idea, the training videos. Coding Gorilla tried to help me out with JSON Convert back there. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. I missed that. Apologies for that. All right, so if it's 0, then I want to essentially do something like this. I'm going to say, hey, we got a problem here. The scroll poof sprites. Why aren't we loading those? I think we might be able to find that and fix it, but I'm going to keep this defensive code in here. I'm going to add this now, like that. And let's go see what we can figure out about this. Why isn't it loading it? So here, load resources. I'm going to set a breakpoint here and refresh. And I bet we hit the breakpoint. I think I looked at this yesterday for just a bit. Okay. Yeah, so there it is, right there. We're loading it. So we load it, and let's do the same thing we did before. Initialize player data, Change to a player. Hide the scroll. Yeah. So for some reason, they're not loading. And I'm not sure why. We're calling this part right here. The images should totally load. I'm going to come back to this. I think this is one of those bugs I think I'm going to have to think about a bit, because this is working in code that we haven't written in a while, I think. Yeah, something strange is happening where those elements are not loading. We're not even getting a single one coming in here and loading. I suppose we should double check the folder. No, because we would have seen error messages that it can't find them. Scroll. Close. Yeah, we got lots of stuff here. Scroll poof and scroll fire. We got both of those. Those are in there. All right, we'll take a look at that later in the show, I think. Okay, I want to get over into where we're getting that data. It looks like it's going in my mouth, like that. All right, so with that defensive code, though, we should be able to sustain in the stream. Let's do this in the stream. Let's refresh the dragon front overlay. And then the back scroll overlay. Refresh that. And now, if we start one of these up, send the player data over, and there's lightning lure. And then let's change the page. Let's invoke the error. And it stays. It stays, okay. So at least that's going, we kind of fixed that. But we need to figure out why those images are not loading anymore. I'm a little bit concerned about that, that it's going to be elusive, whatever's causing that. All right. Well, I wasn't watching the stream. Did your test smoke and rainbow work or no? They might work now. If they didn't work before, it was because we broke it. It was in that broken state because of that bug, I think. Let me try the test smoke. There you go. Not that I saw. It's working now. We've got it. Kind of a cool stream, guys. Here, let's send over. Let's get that going. Yeah, visually, it's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. Okay. What are we doing here? We got to trigger those windups. We got to do them in the back and in the front games. Let's start with connection, because that's kind of how the signal arc comes in here. And add windup. So we've got two different pieces here: active front game and back game. Oh, and look at this. We're just going out. We're just kind of totally cheating here. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, we're just going right out into here and doing it. So here's where we've got to deserialize that, is what we have to do. And I need an example because I've totally forgotten how to do this. Deserialize. What are we sending over? Change player health. There's a serialization example going to be JSON.parse. That's what I need, something like that. Okay. Okay. So this is going to come down and either be a name. So I think I want to do something like this. Actually, I'm not sure what I want to do yet on this, but I want to be able to handle both for an interim time period before we convert over completely to wind-up data. And let's create a class called windUpData. Maybe windUpData DTO. Maybe just windUpData. I'm okay with it like that. Let's go look at the C# class. So I'm going to copy this to clipboard, drop a marker, come back over into windUpDTS. That's a type string, so I'm going to type in VS for string, paste it. That. Alt-Shift-Home, come down the next line, copy, just hit the copy key, don't need to select it. Shift-Enter here, paste there, Alt-Shift-Home, copy. Oops, I hit the full screen key by mistake there. We're going to call this scale, and this is a type of number. TN will give me an expanded number. Alt-Shift-Home again, so I'm just kind of going down through these right here. Marker feature is very handy, says Straight Butter. Yeah, it's not bad. Alt-Shift-Home allows me to go back and forth between two different places. They can be in the same file or different files. So here we go, expiration. And what is this? This is a date? Is that right? Yeah, I think the JSON serialization is going to totally nail this for me and help me get all this. Now I got a bunch of numbers coming in here. So Alt-Shift-Home again, fade in. That's a type number with a lowercase like that, and Alt-Shift-Home, fade out, and like that. Is it going to be able to? Is it going to keep changing it? Yeah. So this is a thing in. If this happens to you and you're using duplicate line and it's changing, oh, there we go. Did it just figure it out that I want that? Look at you. Good job, CodeRushed developers, whoever did that. Oops, looks like I lost one of my markers. Well, it went back to date again. All right, hue saturation, brightness is next. Sound file name is next. Rotation is next. Degrees offset is next. Ah, shoot. So the T in the template stands for type reference. So TN is going to give me a number, TS is going to give me a string, that sort of thing. Velocity is next. And I think I've got a TV. No, a TVC. Did I add it? Yeah, I added vector in. So we've got our own vector here. Class. We've got velocity, offset. Oops. Vector. And force. And force amount is the number. And that's it. Okay, good. Hit escape to pick up those markers. There's our wind-up data. Okay, call this wind-up data. Hold on a second. Yeah, I want to change something. I just realized. Let's fix this. Oh no. Oh, it needs a string. Hold on. Did I get rid of my serialization? Convert? I did. Okay, I see what I need to do here. All right. I just want to send the whole array over. Okay, like that. All right, back over here. This is now going to be an array of wind-up data. Call these wind-ups, like that. And then we're going to say, we're still in sync, kids, right? So feeling pretty good about that. All right, so wind up is there. And now we need to essentially come in here and do this. And so we're going to say get it by name, and we're going to come in here and say wind up, whoops, wind up dot name, no, effect. That's going to be the name of the effect. So we set that to trails, if I'm recalling correctly. There it is right there for Chaos Bolt. So when I click the Chaos Bolt button, we should see purple, the trails around me. Just to refresh your memory, the trails currently look like that. It's gonna be that effect, but in purple all the way around. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Okay, so there's the effect. Starting angle. This is the degrees offset piece right here. I can go ahead and add that. That was code we added. We were figuring this out yesterday. So degrees offset, like that. We can test that next. Hue shift is windup.hue, like that. And in fact, we can just come in here and make it a parameter. Hue, this one is going to be saturation, and this one is going to be brightness, if I'm remembering those parameters correctly. Hue, saturation, brightness. Okay? All right, cool. Fade in time, windup.fade in. Fade out time is windup.fade out. Look at that. CodeRushed built that line for me. What else is in here that we want to do? Rotate. Rotation. Yeah, we can actually even have the thing spinning around me in a 360 kind of thing, too. I just realized that. That's gonna be kind of fun too. Let's just do rotation for now, like that. All right, and I think let's refresh that. And I think we're gonna refresh it on the stream because we need to test to make sure they're all in sync, that it's happening in both the front and the back. So I'm gonna refresh both of those overlays. We'll send out the player data again. We'll trigger the player change.
Working!
And we'll now trigger the Chaos Bolt. Okay. I think I know what's happening. We're sending across a in our initializer for our saturation brightness, we're sending those to both out at 0. And so I think I want to fix that. Let's go set a breakpoint here. All right. And do I have a constructor in here? Ah, nice, I do. I can put that initialization there. Let's double check that again. Hold on a second. Here comes the initialization. Run. Run. There's my breakpoint. So what are we going to do here? We're going to say saturation equals 100. Brightness equals 100. Those are percentages right there. I think I'm going to say give a default fade-in time as well. Fade-in is equal to 400 milliseconds. And I think that's it. Run. It looks chaosy, is what it looks like. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? All right, we'll try again one more time. So now with that, initialized data, let's try, actually, there we go. Purple. And it's not correctly positioned over the player yet, so we have to figure that out. We should probably work on that, so I'm not leaning off to the side when we're at least in this view. Cool. Let's try some rotation. I'm actually excited to see this. In fact, I'm bummed I didn't think about auto rotation. Now I'm gonna have to add this. I'm gonna have to either repurpose this. Well, I don't know. We can play with it and just look at it, see what it looks like. Okay, let's come over here. So rotation is there. It's done. All we need to do is come in here and add it here. So we'll set a breakpoint here. And we'll initialize the player data again. Got a breakpoint. Let's say our rotation is equal to, I guess, 45. See how that works. I think this is going to look super cool. Run. All right, so we've initialized that data. Clicking KS Bolt now. Yeah, look at that. Here, let me go back to this view here so you can just watch it go around me. Isn't that so cool? Imagine 2 of those, right, going around the other direction as well. In fact, don't just imagine it. Let's build it right now. Watch this. This is how easy this is. Initializing the data, getting that breakpoint. We just need one more of these trails, and this time we're going to make the hue 220 so it's closer to blue. And the rotation is going to be negative 45. All right, run. And let's do the Chaos Bolt now. There, look at that. Pretty cool. Let's test degrees offset. Instead of having them cross at the same point right in front of me, right, instead of doing that, looks like our center is off. Well, that's not good. We're going to fix the center. Let's fix the center per point first. And I still have this bug I want to fix too. Looks like blue is lower. Yeah, I totally agree with you. The reason it's lower is because the center's off on it. And let's open this up and see what we think the center should be. Yeah, it's rotating around the center. Well, if we've done everything right, it should be about 412 is the X. 412 is what I've got in the editor here, showing the editor. Let's see what we're doing here when we load up those effects. Well, that might do it. Let's see. If we refresh that, let me refresh here on the overlay. It's so funny. We can only test this on the stream because of the nature of the forward and back. Okay, refreshing both of those. Initializing player data. The diagonal crossover looks cool. Yeah, it's fun because I was like totally imagining it. Oh my gosh, we could do it, and I haven't seen it till now. So it's very cool. Here it comes. Let's see what we got. I'm going to say they're both okay now. Is that right? Oh, no, wait. No, we're not. The blue is lower. It's closer. Let's change that again. So we went down. Let's change it to 402. The X. And we refresh both of those. Initialize player data. Trigger. Still lower. I think it's still lower. Just needs a little bit more. Let's make it 390. Save that. Refresh both of these. Refresh. By the way, we couldn't develop this quickly if we hadn't done the optimization work that we did in episodes 142 and 143. Really great work. If you're learning how to program, I suggest you... and you haven't seen those episodes, take a look at those episodes. There was like some really cool stuff that we did there in terms of optimization, making this work much faster than it otherwise would. Normally we were waiting a long time. How we looking? I think that's looking pretty level to me. And it looks pretty cool. Now what I want though is oh, did I add flip horizontal? Did I forget that? Where's my DTO? I totally forgot it. All right, I'm going to kill and restart because I need to add flip horizontal and auto rotation. Let's add both of those. So sorry about this, kids. We're going to restart up Mr. Announcer Bot, all of this stuff. Sometimes this leads to problems. All right, close this down. Close this down. We need auto rotation. I'm going to change the expiration lifespan. I'm going to change this to lifespan instead. It's going to be in milliseconds. Oops. So we'll make that an int. And I want to flip horizontal. Add that. Might as well add a flip vertical as well. So AB will give me an auto implementable property. Flip horizontal. And then shift enter, and then flip vertical. Like that. Okay, cool. Now let's go change our data on down in windups. .ts. Here we go. This is now becoming a number. Rotation. We also added auto rotation. There. That's a number. And flip horizontal, flip vertical. I think I added those to the end, didn't I? Yeah. And make this public. Okay. So if you're trying to fly, I don't think it's going to work until we restart everything and refresh everything. So there's that. I think we can, we're almost ready to run. Okay, so now we can flip. Because what's going on is, notice they're both kind of spinning in the same direction. If I flip one of these horizontally, it'll spin in the opposite direction. Is the flip happening before the rotation or afterwards? Uh-oh, I think it's happening afterwards. We might run into a small problem here where it's not going to work as I want it to do. I'll have to rotate it maybe a different way. I think I can still fix it. But if we flip it horizontally, it's going to change its spin direction. Okay, so with that, we are now back up. Let's refresh everything. And I'm going to refresh the drone game. We're going to lose music here in a second. And refreshing the scroll overlay. And why not? I'll refresh the dice as well. Okay, initialize player data. Wait, I need to wait till that scroll bar disappears before I initialize. That's the dice game, actually. So it's maybe not that needed. I'm just looking at it, though. That is taking a while to load. What's happening with that 3D dice? I'm going to refresh it one more time. Okay, initialize player data and dice. Let's switch over to
Merkin Bushwhacker.
Hide the scroll. And Chaos Bolt. Okay, so there's what we had. There's the Chaos Bolt right there, going in front and behind. I think, oh, is that right or not? Dragging front overlay, where's the scroll? It looked like it was, yeah, it should be happening. Let me just double check. Is it, can I see that? Yeah, it's going behind my hand. Okay, cool. Let's switch back over to this view. Right there, so they're going around me. All right, so they're going around me like this. What I want to do, though, is I want to have them both coming around from behind and crossing in the front is what I want to do, which means I have to change the direction of the pink one, which is right up here. So that means I need to, let's send the data. Let's get the data. I need to flip horizontally. So let's see what happens. I have a feeling because rotation happens first, I'm going to have to modify my rotation on this. Let's see what happens. Flip horizontal equals true, like that. And let's run it. And let's add code down here to actually deal with that. Flip horizontal. Like that. All right, let's do a refresh of both. Get some music out here. Okay, both are refreshed. Initializing player data. And Chaos Bolt. Super cool. Awesome. Let's drop them down so they're going over my shoulders. Cool. Cool. Let's do that. Okay, so here we go. That's going to be a vector offset we're going to need to do. It looks like, I'm going to guess it's about 100 down, maybe 80. So let's look at that. So get the breakpoint over here. What's it called? Offset equals the new vector 0, 80. See what happens with that. What's going on here? Why isn't it? What is it not like here? Can't navigate the symbol. What am I doing wrong here? I don't get it. Well, we need to use it twice. Let's see if we can do this here. VBC, do I have vector here? I don't have it. Okay. So, still, what? No? What's my error? You can't navigate in. No, you can now. What is the error? What is the error? What is the error? We're going to come down here. Music stopped. And let's just see what happens. What did you not like? Okay. You could have told me that. All right. And let's set that offset in both places. All right, and let's put it up here and run it.
Awesome!
Okay, now down here, we need to deal with that vector, is what we need to do. So something to the effect of, I think, what is it? It's... Well, we can do it here. Like that. Let's try that. Refresh both of those. There's the front one, gone. And the back one is gone. What is this? Awesome. Scroll overlay is not behind me on this one. Okay, there we go. Now it is on this one. Okay. So we've refreshed both of those. Test player data. There we go. Super cool. Yeah, it's an awesome effect. Yeah, that's the thing that's so cool about it, is it really gives the illusion that this thing is flying right over me, right? Coming out from behind my shoulders and coming across the front. Super cool effect. Loving it. Okay, want to see something cool and crazy? Yeah, let's do it. Look at how easy it is. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's run it again. Let's send the player data over so we get the breakpoint. Look at how easy it is to come in here and essentially duplicate this. Everything I'm going to keep the same, but what I'm going to come in here now and I'm going to say, I'm going to do this 2 more times actually. And I'm going to say that right here, we haven't tested this yet, but I should be able to say degrees offset is equal to 120, like that. Degrees offset is equal to 120. Same on here and here. And on top of that, let's take our hue, and then we're going to say plus 30 and plus 30 here. We're going to do minus 30 here. I don't know, I'm just playing around with stuff. We can clean this up later. But just to kind of show you this. So we're just going to shift the color a little bit of the other two we're adding. Now, if this is all going to work, we should see 3 appear around me. Let's run it. Not yet, but so right now there's just 1 ball going around, right? All the way around. Let's try it again now with that. We should see 3 balls going around me. Oh, hold on. I didn't add the other one to 240. like that. Okay, run it. And here we go. Super cool. Yeah, I love this. So for the game, so for the game, when we start doing this live stream, the effects are not going to be this over the top. What we're going to do though is as our characters level up and power up, so will the effects. So after several months into the game, when I'm a higher level wizard and I get ready to cast a spell, we're going to see this. And so this effect happens from the moment I say, essentially, I'm going to do Chaos Bolt. And so this will start powering up and there'll be a sound effect with it. And then the dice will roll, and when the dice are done, this will go away and it'll either fizzle out and be gone, or there'll be this massive effect that comes right at the player's eyes if I successfully cast it. So that's super, super freaking cool. Yeah, definitely loving this. Straight Buddy says like it. By the way, Straight Buddy, you do not have to precede everything with a open bracket every single time. Looks like you're not. Looks like you got it. You only have to do it the first time after we restart. All right. So that's pretty cool. We have a couple things we still need to implement. We have not implemented velocity yet. I think we should try that. Yeah, we forgot we restarted. Yeah. So no, actually, I think we were good because we restarted. So let's see. We've got a flip. We've got the spin. We don't have a force. We don't have auto rotation. Let's do auto rotation because we can test that. I don't think it's pretty. Yeah, let's do that. So breakpoint. And let's create a, so this is degrees per second, so I'll make it 15. And maybe let's do this in another one of these is what we'll do. So this is Chaos Bolt right here. Yeah, that's like on steroids, that one. Let's do the same thing here. So lightning lure. Wait, let's work with, yeah, we can do lightning lure. Let's do it. Oops, I didn't need to do that. Am I going to be in trouble, or is it going to let me get rid of this here? There we go. Let's make these in sync with each other so they look. Add lightning lure. I think my music has stopped. I think I can run just to get the music back in. What's my problem here? Really? What did you not like? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think we can fix that with this. Now, edit action shortcuts. What's my problem with action shortcuts? Am I just not terminating the line? What's wrong here? Oh, geez, it got to be static. That's what happened. Okay. All right. All right, there we go. Just did the run so we could get our music back. Let's set the breakpoint again. Okay, so we've got auto rotation in here. We're going to come in here. We're going to do something similar. Add a wind up to it. And so this effect is going to be, I'm going to call this narrow. And we'll make its hue 220, so it'll be, we'll set auto rotation in here. I'm going to make it fast, 45 degrees every second. No flip horizontal. And no offset. Let's do one more. Let's do another narrow. And let's make this one yellow. So yellow's at about 35, I think. And let's make its auto rotation at negative 45. Let's see what lightning lure does with us. And let's run it. Sex positive. She's beautiful, isn't she? Sex positive. Check this out, sex positive. Look at this cool effect we're doing. You see this over my shoulders? Isn't this crazy? Look at that. Copperbeard, he says hi. Yeah. Sex positive, and the kids are, you sound a little shrill? What? No, baby. No. There's no, that's your beautiful voice. Isn't this cool? Look at this visual effect we're doing, sex positive. Isn't this awesome and fun? It's going over my shoulders and then coming in front of me. It's live. This has never been done before. I would contend this has never been done before in the history of the world, right? Where you've essentially got a live two-dimensional effect that looks like it's going over a human being. It's pretty cool. By the way, kids, it would not be hard. I'm in trouble. Why? What am I in trouble for? Am I late to get you guys? I'm not late. I'm not in trouble. Yeah, it is very cool, isn't it? It is. The only thing that we're not doing that we could do that would just take it to the next mind-blowing level is we could track me and follow me, and based on where I go, have the three-dimensional effect follow me, right? It would be mind-blowing. You could have live visual effects. We're like so close to some super mind-blowing stuff. First time I saw that intro, very cool, sex positive. That's what Straight Butter says. Shrill Peacock. Baby, okay, you can talk with production company, Overkill Productions, about that. Yeah, anyway, this special effect also brought to you by Overkill Productions. Let's try what we just did. I think I can just come over here and click on Lightning Lure. And is it going to spin? And auto-rotate? Oh, it's not, because we didn't add auto-rotating code. Let's do that, though, kids, because we're like, I don't need a breakpoint here. I'm just going to come over here and say auto-rotation. Auto rotation degrees per second. That's equal to auto rotation there. And then we're also going to, there's an initial rotation we have to set. And I'm just going to use that. I'm going to repurpose that wind up rotation for that value right there, because that's what's added to it all the way around. Okay. And so we'll refresh both of these. We're going to refresh the scroll overlay. We're going to lose that effect, and we're going to refresh the drag in front overlay. By the way, that crappy color we're getting, I think, is the combination of blue and yellow. Those two are refreshed. And I think I just need to click on Lightning Lure. I don't even need to reinitialize the data. There it is right there. Okay. Kind of cool. I think we need more, but kind of cool. Jonathan Del Prezi says those special effects look great. Yay on the fix on timing. Yes, Jonathan, we fixed it. I shut down the stream yesterday thinking, oh, this is going to take a long time and a lot of research to fix. And I went to the place where the problem was, and I did this in my head, and then I was like, and I just started channeling the gods of programming. I didn't really think about it. I was thinking, and I used intuition, and I tried it, and it totally fixed it, which almost never works for me. So yeah, that's cool. Okay, that orange, I want it to be brighter because this is lightning lure. So I want that brighter. Let's see if we can make that brighter color. Here's lightning lure right here. And what else is going on with this? Are we having... I just want to check to see if the height of these is about the same. I may need to very carefully... I want to see the rotation point. The center point appears to be here. Yeah, it's hard to tell. All right, well, let's fix the rotation. We want this to be more yellow. Fix the color of it, I mean. So, boom. And... so let's try 45. Let's just see if that's alone is enough to do it. And here comes lightning lure again. It's a little better. I think we need a couple of these, is what I think we need. We might throw some smoke in too. This is kind of the cool thing too. Let's go back in and let's add some smoke to it. So we've got those. Let's, I like the particles flying off, make it look kiltered, but they look correct. Yeah, it's these effects. The trick, it was created in Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, I mean, and we've got essentially two layers that are working and in sync with each other. So I'm just going to add some smoke here. I'll make the smoke blue. Keep the auto rotation to be the same. So the smoke is going to overlay on top of the particles here. We're going to do the same thing here for this part. We're going to make that auto rotation be -45, like that. And let's actually change this speed to like be half its speed, about. So 25. And I think I want to offset this is what I want. So if we're starting that at I want to say the degrees offset is going to be about 350. I want to make it about 10 degrees behind it. And I think that'll do that. It won't, I'm pretty sure it's going to be behind it because these move in the forward direction. Although with my flipping horizontally, I'm not. So I think, let's see what happens now. Look at the effect. My smoke is blue here, and I want it to be kind of yellowish. And let's look at the effect now with that change. Oops. Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure we would necessarily use that, but it is something that's kind of cool, especially if you just kind of kept it low and you kind of had it reverse its rotation back and forth, which we could do, right? Have it find that point and then rock back and forth between two places, which we do with like a keyframe kind of animation. Let's do fire next. What do I got? I don't have a fireball. I got, well, I do. I have something, but I haven't built it yet. It is a new spell. Let's set a breakpoint, and we'll add it. That new spell. It's called Melf's Minute Meteors. Just going to base it on lightning lure. I'm going to grab this. Okay. There's no wind-up name on this. I don't need the wind-up name down here either. And I don't need the wind-up name in any of these. What just happened? Okay. And this is like, I don't know, it's like 1d6 fire damage. I'll fill out the rest of that later, but I just want to work on the effect right now. Let's also tell CodeRushed that we're okay with this spelling. And, all right, so the effect we want is fire. And the fire comes out, its default hue is red, so that we can change it. So we're going to say we want to make it a little more orange. So we'll say, I'll change it to like 30. No auto rotation on it. I think I'm just going to do one, and we're going to look at that for now. And so we need to come back up here, run it. And that fire is in, well, we should see it. Why didn't that work? I don't see it. I'm looking here to see it, and I don't see it. Let's try one more time. Okay, now I should see the button. Why don't I see the button? Oh, I know why, because I got to click the player.
Murky!
There we go. There it is right there. Okay, so now if I click on that, there's fire. The other ones did not clear though. That's interesting. That one cleared, the others. Why is that? Why are they not clearing? Wait, I think I know why. Clear wind up. That's why. It needs a wind up name to clear it. I'm going to, let's come back over here. And we're going to do this. We're just going to say clear wind up, pass it there. I'm going to get rid of this. Cool. Emmanuel Paul is now following. Hey, thanks for that follow, Emmanuel. Nice to have you here with us. All right, so let's try one more time. Let's go do, there's the meteor one. So cool. Got a fireball. Yeah, isn't that cool? The effect is going around my hand. Super cool. Switch the view back over here. It should be going around me. Nice. Fireball. Let's add some smoke. Let's add some fireballs. We have 6 of them that go around. So let's see what 6 of them look like in here. Cool. Let's go. It's going to be cool. Here we go. All right. So let's do a for loop here. And we're going to say num meteors. Meteors like that. Let's declare num meteors to be 6. And for each one of those, we're going to add a meteor. We're going to create a variable called degree offset equals 360 divided by num meteors. like that. And then we're going to create one more variable called initial offset. Set that equal to 6, like that. Whoops, let me hide the scroll. Sorry about that, guys. Is hiding the scroll not working? All right, let's just do this. Clear that. And scroll overlay, reset that. All right. Oh, because I'm in a breakpoint. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, there's my initial offset. And then we're going to say degrees offset is equal to initial offset. Well, let's rename these. Hold on a second. Let's call this degree span. And let's call this one degree offset, like that. Then we're going to say degree offset. So I want that to be an int. Is that what's going on? Yeah, I guess it does. Okay. And then we're going to say degrees offset plus equals degree span. Somewhere we got to do a math.round thing. That should work. Okay. So that's going to add that fire there. Let's change the hue just a little bit each time. Hue adjust is equal to, what is it, new random dot next. That's what next, I think, of the max of about 30 minus 15. Is that fair or no? And I just want to give it a little bit of random offset there. And let's run it. All right, let's see what we got. There's lightning lure. Here's Melf's meteor. What is going on in there? Why isn't the degree offset working there? Is it? Oh, you know what? Let me double check this. Let me try one more time. Coming in here. Degrees offset. Yeah, that all is looking good to me. Let's run it one more time. And I should not have to.
Ava Merkin.
There we go. Okay, so it's working. So that's 6. That's a lot. Oh, also, there's some three-dimensional elements here that are a little bit hard to see because that has to do with the order in which they're being added on top of each other. I'm going to change it just to 2 is what I think I'm going to do. Let's do that. Drop it down to 2 for now. We might use a different effect for this. We'll do 2. And let's try it now. There we go. A little bit better. Let's offset it a little bit too. Let's bring it down a bit. All right, now after we play with this, we're going to move on to so offset. So we'll offset like that and run it. And now it should be a little lower when I click it now. What? Nothing's happening when I click on it? I think I'm going to, interesting. Let's try it.
Merkin.
Now let's try it. There we go. Lower now. All right. Yeah, it's definitely going behind me. It's pretty cool. Let's add some smoke behind it. Although wait, I'm supposed to have 2 of these, aren't I? Why don't I see 2? It's weird because all I did was add the offset to it. Yeah, I actually see it, the smoke behind me. Interesting. All right, let's see what's going on. Are we not adding 2 anymore? Yeah, we added 2. You have to click on Merkin, I think, and then be able to do it. Yeah, only see 1. It's as if offset's not working for some reason. Let's offset this in the other direction. And try running that, just see what happens. So, okay, I see 2 here. What's going on? Why am I not seeing it? Is it an optical illusion? Let's move it down just a little bit. There it is. I see 2 there. All right, it's kind of cool. Let's try making the smoke a little darker. See what happens. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better. Let's make it even darker. Yeah. Oh, but look at this. We've only got 1 now. What is going on? It's like really bizarre. Is it because, hold on, I don't have a really strong explanation in terms of what is going on here. There's the 2. Yeah, it seems like it wants me to click on the player, the active player. That might be what's going on. Yeah, that dark smoke looks better. It actually makes the fire look a little bit brighter. Super cool. All right. Let's figure out that other bug. There it is right there. This is the background right here with the smoke in the background. It's kind of cool. So the bug, let's refresh this. I just realized I missed a couple things in the chat room right here. Copperbeardy said, wonder if you organize all the fanfare in order, you could make a surreal movie short. And Six Positive thinks that's a good idea. And Six Positive also says, I like the smoke one. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool kinds of fun things, whoa, that we can do here. And what I love is it's so easy to now do these kind of over-the-top effects. Right? We wanted these flames coming over my shoulders. We could do that. If we want them spinning around up at the top, we could do that. We haven't tested scale. Let's actually try moving them up and dropping the scale down. Actually, I'm going to come to this bug in a second. Because yeah, I just realized I want to test out the scale on this. So let's do that. Here we go. Breakpoint. Let's drop it down to 50%, like that. So scale is 50%. Then we're going to come down in here. And we're going to say scale is equal to scale, like that. If you can do it smaller, it would be a great way to do a dazed effect around a player. Yeah, yes. We were totally thinking about that with the stars kind of going around, like if you have a certain condition, that sort of thing. And I really, okay, so there's the scale. Let's see if I don't remember if we added code for that or not yet. Not. Switching to Merkin, clicking Melf's Meteor. It looks, is it smaller? I don't think it's 50%. No, it looks like we haven't added the code. Yeah, it looks like we haven't added the code. So sprite.scale equals windup.scale. Like that. Do a refresh. There's the front. There's the back. And looks like I didn't hit initialize player data yet for these folks. There we go.
Ava, Bushwhacker.
And then now let's send it out. Melf's Meteors. There we go. But only one. What is that? Now two, if I try a second time. I wonder if there's an error out there that we're not missing, but it's happening both the front and back. It's really weird. Yeah. Pop that up above my head, for example, right? Get that in the right position. If we come back over here, yeah, it looks like it's kind of coming out of my shirt and going into my shirt a little bit. Okay, so yeah, let's, we could bring that up. Let's go do that. We'll move that up just for a bit, just for fun, and then we'll do some serious work, get that bug done, get that bug found, hopefully. And so offset is going to be, I guess, a -80, like that. And call get Merkin, hide the scroll, Melf's Meteors. And look, only one. What is going on? Second time too. Why is going on with that? All right, we're gonna have to go find that and look at that. See what's going on. I think that 80 is not quite where I want it to be with regards to my head. Are you going to upload this code to GitHub? You bet. Yeah, I do it about every show. I upload it afterwards, and if not, at the beginning of every show. You can get the code that we started with. Yeah.
Is in the house.
Look at Will, so fast. Faster than me. Good job, Will, thank you. There it is right there. Yeah. By the way, you can tell you're onto something if people are they're like, wait, are you going to upload this? Is this code available somewhere? What's going on? Scroll overlay needs to go beneath me. Now they're going around me like that. There we go. Yeah, so we'll set another breakpoint here. We'll get it a little bit higher. So we'll have this fun little kind of effect while we're going. Let's say maybe 120. That's 80. Maybe 130. So that looks like. And we'll go switch to Merkin and go into the dice. I need to refresh these. Let's refresh these. Okay, both are refreshed. Looks like I need to send the data out one more time.
Eva, Merkin Bushwhacker.
All right, now let's try. Images and sounds aren't there though. You have to add your own. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. What's going on with that effect? It looks like it hasn't loaded it in. It's not loaded in the front for one of them. What's going on with that? There must be an error happening here. All right. Let's go back to the main view, see how that looks. All right, not bad. We got to lean a little bit off to the side here for it to be kind of going around. But yeah, kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right, let's go find this bug. Why don't we have an explosion? We lost our explosion. Refresh it. And just to refresh my memory on this, so we're going to bring out
Eva.
Oops, I'm going to click on initialize player data. And
Merkin.
There we go. Now we see the right data coming out. Hide the scroll. Well, here we go. The slam. We already can see the slam is problematic. Scroll.slam. Is there a list of commands for the drone? Jonathan, I have not documented these, I think. I don't think they're out there on GitHub yet. But it's basically you've got 5 commands. 4 of them are L for left, U for up. Is that there? There they are. Rocket controls are there. Drone controls are U, D, L, R, T. That's the direction you want to go. Up, down, left, right. And then T is for tossing. And it requires an X and Y vectors for tossing. If you catch a meteor, you can toss it. And then you can also paint something by just specifying the color, like red, green, blue, that sort of thing. Okay? Okay, so scroll slam. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening with scroll slam over in character stats scroll. Let's see, are the emphasis working? Emphasis is working. Those are using different sprites as well that need to be loaded. All right, I think we just set a breakpoint here and we try to find our way into it and see what happens. kind of step in and see if we see anything. So base animation, here's where we're going to go in and delay load the image. Load images. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. This is code that hasn't been touched in a long time. Let's get down to here. What are we at? We've got total frames to load is 1 because we're only loading 1. That's true. Frame count is 8. I'm wondering if we're having a problem here. I think the video and the animation are off. Both should be directly over a name tag, right? This, yes. We haven't done that yet. We haven't moved those over the name tag. Let me run it because I just realized we've got the scroll blocking the code here. And I want to hide the scroll because I don't think I can hide it. Well, actually, you know what I can do? So I can come up here and I can turn that off and turn off the scroll overlay as well. There we go. So we can see the code on this view. So if self-image loaded, then, well, we do have it on, but is this for this one? It's probably not for the one we were in. That's the problem. So this breakpoint doesn't really help us. Start of sprint and all the joy that goes with it. Lurking so much, tons of meetings today. Sorry, lurking so much. No worries, Codeman Codes. Are you though? Are you really sorry? Yeah. Yeah, this is not going to help us here. We need a way to find out. We need, to be honest, I don't think necessarily that breakpoint's going to help us. I'm not entirely sure. So with scroll slam, okay, I have a little bit of a crazy idea. I just want to change the order of this. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to still change the order of it. Let's see what happens. Just refreshed here. And sending over the player data.
Marcus. Eva.
Yeah, it's not slamming down. Sorry, I dragged this way too soon. We're getting our error that we're still sending out there from, but the sprites length is 0 on it. All right, let's double check. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So we'll check the path to the file. I'm not anticipating that changed, but pretty sure we checked that already. Yeah, that looks good. Scroll, slam, slam. These are not entertaining meetings at all. Okay. All right, well, I think we can do something like this. It ends with, there we go. Let's try to refresh. Get a breakpoint in there. It's just it's a gut feel that the problem's there, but I don't know. That on image loaded is not true, so we don't call on image loaded. Then the images, why would images drop? I think I'm looking for this problem in the wrong space. So there it is there. We're actually at the breakpoint. It's got an on-image loaded function. It's got an array of one image. It's got an image at this point. Image width and height, 1920 by 1080. That's correct. Sizes for that. Okay. So we've now verified that we've loaded it. Shoot, and I F10 hit out of it, but we have at least one image in it. I think we're looking for it in the wrong space. I think there's something else going on here. Let's go back to Slam. Yeah, really interesting. So at some point, seems like the sprites, we lose the sprites. All right, this is gonna get crazy, but I'm gonna do this. And we're just going to run that. Let's refresh, go to console. Zero, it's just zero all the time. We find this bug, this is going to be like one of the most interesting bugs. Let me try to refresh on here. Let's explore this again. Okay. It's got it, it gets it, it's in one of them. I've got one here. And then we got to go to the background loader, which we probably are doing that as well. double check that. I think we need a code like this. So that's all good. What's interesting is at this point, we're not seeing anything out in the console that says, oh, there was 1. They're all 0. That length is 0 all the way up and down. It's never getting loaded. I want to just add similar code here. One more time. Pretty sure we're going to get that. Yeah, there we are. So the file name is there, frame count is 8, just like we're expecting. Background loader. The name on this thing. Part to load is just a part. Oh, file name is private, I think, in part. That's why I can't see it. There it is. Change it to public. Okay. All right, let's just try to refresh that, see if the background loader gets it. Trails or back, narrow back. Scroll open. Scroll slam, just got loaded, and look, the sprites link is still 0 right afterwards. All right. Debuggery. All right, let's see. See what happens there. Refresh. And I should be able to trigger it just by initializing player data and then clicking on it. That should trigger. Is that going to be right or no? It's not going to trigger the background load. It is going to just simply reference images. I guess what I really need is this. What are these two different references? Oh, just the getter and the setter. Okay. Let's do that. I feel like that might be the smartest thing I've done so far in this debugging session, is that piece right there. Okay, so we've got that there, initialize Let's click on... What? I'm not getting the scroll slam.
Eva.
Oh. That could be problematic. Okay, there we go. All right, refresh. Send data. And change page. What? I was totally expecting to get here. What is happening? I feel like this is like a small, crazy bug that's totally, and our assumptions are all wrong. That's like crazy. We should have totally seen it.
Eva.
Slam. Breakpoint here.
Merkin.
There we are. Scroll slam, add. No sprites. Nick Larson's raiding with a party 22. Nick, thank you for the raid. Guys, we're trying to find a bug. Some strange behavior we're looking at. Scroll slam, this variable right here. It has a sprites array, just like everything else. Copper Beauty's defending against the raid. Thank you, Copper Beauty. There's a bug on the window in front of my desk. So we're not loading sprites up for it. It's the strangest thing in the world. Let's go back to... Lizard Dude's kind of freaking me out, says Frackberg. The Lizard Dude is a special guest on my other show, which I haven't started yet, called Dragon Humpers. It's at twitch.tv/Dragon Humpers. Fred's one of the players. He likes to just watch, hang out. Sometimes he shows up on this show. You can do this, though. I'm going to check that out sometime. Yeah. You can follow us right now, Dragon Humpers, on twitch.tv, but nothing happening yet. It's we're building the mechanics for it. We haven't gone live yet. Let's take that scroll overlay and just make it disappear. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Let me hit run so I get some music again. Ends with slam. Okay, so wait, hold on. What's our call stack here? Drop by index, render, update, game loop. Okay, so now we're trying to do it. We have not loaded all the images. Load images, false. So we should get all of them. What's going on here? I think we might be close to figuring it out. Oh, look at this. Here's the problem. I think. Maybe not. That's supposed to know digits. Maybe not. Maybe not. So I know it's a one-digit kind of thing right there. What's going on with one digits here? All right, let's keep going down all the way. Frames to load should be 8, good. Frame incrementer is 1, good. So do we have any, well, we do have the 1 in here. We've got one image in here all of a sudden. What is going on? Is this going to actually work? And we've changed no code? Okay, I'm like pretty mystified about what is happening here. Perhaps some kind of cache ghost? Yeah, maybe, but it's really weird and specific what was going on. Frame count is now 8. Yeah, now this is just we're not gonna be able to actually watch it because we're gonna get out here every time. Okay, I'm like, so that means now we should be able to see the slam. Hold on. Now background loading it. That's weird because I just loaded the other images. Well, I guess that's possible. It's happening. We are kind of going slowly here. All right, let's refresh it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I think that's the only way out because it was going to just keep debugging me. So the problem was that time it worked and we have no idea why it worked. Yeah.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
That's my breakpoint. Okay. Run.
Ava.
Yeah, no scroll slam.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
Oh wait, there it is.
Ava Wolfhard. Merkin.
I saw it for a second on one of these.
Ava.
There it is.
Merkin. Lady.
I think it's if I'm hitting it too quickly, it's not coming down.
Bushwhacker.
If I give it enough time.
Ava Wolfhard.
No, maybe not. There's something else maybe going on. What's going on in the console? So got, what's going on? This is like seemingly impossible between Scroll Slam and Sprites and Link. The Legendary Moose says, gotta love problems that mysteriously fix themselves. Yeah, well, this is crazy, right? The length is 1, okay, great. Then we're like, then it goes to 2, should be at 8. Then we try to do something and it's down back to 0. And that's happening a couple times here. And I'm seeing no code that's referencing Scroll Slam. You try turning it on and turning it off and turning it back on again. Yeah, I really failed to try that. I'm like, what's going to happen? I'm curious if the scroll is working. Does that mean hide scroll explosion effects are now working? Nope, that didn't happen. Let's see if we can get a slam. No slam anymore.
Ava Wolfhard. Bushwhacker. Ava Wolfhard. Merkin.
All right. What's my time? All right, I think I'm going to, this is what, yesterday I ended it in a similar place, the show, and right afterwards I was like, could that be? Hold on, let's end at least with something fun. for goodness sakes. Chaos bolt's not working here. Is the sprite not letting the slam complete? No, Jonathan, it is our list of sprites for the animation is dropping to 0 for some reason, for a couple of the elements in there. And it's not clear why to me. Absolutely not clear. If we look at the code in character stat scroll, we've got a number of these sprites, right? A whole bunch of these. All of them are working in here, with the exception of 2. One of them is scroll slam. Where is it? Scroll slam. There it is. This one. And then the scroll poof front and back. Those 3 are not working. And the code's virtually identical among all 3 of these, and between the things that are not working and the things that are working. Yeah, this code is all code that hasn't been touched in weeks. Yeah, I'm wary that it is almost a turn it off and turn it back on again thing. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, when we were seeing up before, yeah, this is insane to me. The length of it is 2 in one render, and then later when we try to get to it, it drops to 0. And there's no reference to those sprites out there that I'm aware of anywhere that would reset those sprites. It's as if I need to change this to a property, and yeah, let's try that. Start creating a property here. Like that. Get rid of this, it's sprite array. I have that with an Angular GraphQL app at the moment. It stops working for no known reason, and the current solution is to reboot the web server. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that at all. Hopefully, maybe we can find something going on here, though. If we do the set, and then now we say, hey, if new value is equal to an empty array, then I want to go into the debugger. And maybe I'll do something, well, let's just see if we stop getting anybody stopping us there. Let's see if this still works. All right, send the player data, change the page. I think we're okay with that.
Ava!
So we saw the slam and then it disappeared.
Working!
There's the slam.
Ava!
No slam that time.
Working!
Yeah, I bet if we look in the console window, we're going to see it jump from 2 to 0. Yeah, look at that. What is going on? It's jumping in size and nobody's resetting the sprites property. I don't think I have any code in here that, what do we have here? We've got in the constructor, we reset it. In destroy all, we reset it. Oh, wait, I might have an idea. It's lifetime. Is that true? No, wait. No, because it would go through its lifetime and destroy itself. There might be something to that the sprite is automatically removing itself. All right, what if we did this? The CodeRushed sunflower head is turning and will start to bloom soon, says Copper Beauty. All right. Why don't I see file name here? Doesn't Sprite Proxy descend from part, or am I wrong? It does not. Oh, right. It's not there. It's inside. It's inside sprites, I think. It's if this dot base animation dot file name dot ends with slam. So if that is the case, then we want to jump in the debugger right here. The problem isn't, hold on a second. Scroll slam dot sprites dot length is 0. All right, I think this might be good. I think we're getting closer. Let's see what happens when we refresh. I'm really hoping for some insight soon.
Eva. Merkin Bushwhacker. Eva Wolfhard.
No. Had it for a second. Somehow the sprites link dropped on it.
Merkin.
All right, well, I'm running out of time. And really crazy. So we are not dying there. Any other places we might be splicing? Whoop, there's one here. Clean up finished animations. Okay. Oops. Let's do this. Move expired sprites. Move by frame index. I don't think it's coming there, but what the heck? Let's try to figure out where we're removing this from. using CodeRush's tabbed index reference, just really useful for this kind of thing, just very quickly jumping from one place to another. All right, I feel like I've done a little bit more. Let's see if we get a breakpoint. If not, I'm going to data. I will have to stop the stream.
Merkin.
Clean up finished animations. Okay.
Ava.
So we're cleaning up here. All right, I think I'm gonna run out of time, and yeah, I gotta get ready to go. So let's get out of here. I'm gonna have to finish this up tomorrow or over the weekend, and another time, to say the least. I'll have to take a look at it, see what's going on. I'll have to also try turning off the machine and starting it back up again. On behalf of Rory Becker, on behalf of Fred, I want to say thanks to everybody out there watching us. Legendary Moo, Jonathan Del Freze, Copperbeard AJ 2017, Jetsam, Frackbird, Codeman Codes. Thanks Nick Larson for the raid. Will Bennett, as always. All of you,
They're awesome.
you guys are awesome. And let's see, what else do I want to do here? I want to let's get you to somebody else out there. Who are we following? Who's out there streaming right now? Let's send you to Michael Jolly. He's a good friend of ours. You can tell him I said hi. Hope you have a good stream over there. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks so much for your help. Really appreciate it.